Hello everybody. In this video, I just want to go over what I might do in my Halloween display this year. We're just looking at some pictures and seeing what I may keep the same and what I might change up. I don't even know what all new props I'm going to end up getting this year, so I mean, basically we're just going to be talking about ones I definitely do have. A majority of them, I like to kind of keep things the same a lot of the time, just because if someone missed out coming previous years, I want them to see what they were like the year before. So I try to keep things similar so that nobody misses out. But then at the same time, if you don't change it up, it can get boring too. But we've only done it 3 years so far, and like I said, we've always done it the weekend before Halloween. So a lot of people ended up missing it because some people mistaken it and thought we did it on Halloween. But this year we might actually do it on Halloween. So there's going to be a bit of confusion probably. But anyways, so we could either get more people this year now if we're doing it on Halloween, or people will be more rushed and not look around the whole yard. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, the first one you can see in this photo is Gravedigger. In this spot, he'll probably be on the deck this year in the backyard, since now his head no longer turns unless I finally feel like fixing it. And I can only fix the arm raising if I get another jumping spider mechanism to put in it, because the other one I used last year was shot and it just really didn't work. And all these photos are from screenshots from videos. But this year I'm thinking about putting Gatekeeper in the front yard. He was on the deck last year, which you'll see in one of the photos. I'm thinking about putting Gatekeeper where you see Gravedigger, or where Flesh Eater was last year. You guys let me know where you think he would look better at. The Twilight Twitcher zombies, you can see those. I don't know where I'm going to have those this year. The one Twilight Twitcher doesn't even work at all anymore, but the other one does. But the motors sometimes don't work. I'll probably fix the one, but I don't know if the other one can be fixed, because the other one's probably just fried. So I don't know. Those cemetery ones in the background that you see, the statue, Cemetery Angel, the Cherubs, and the Untimely Death, they'll probably be in that spot again. I've had those there the past 2 years now. And there's where Flesh Eating Zombie. And so like I said, either Gatekeeper's going to go where he was, or Gravedigger, which I'm probably going to end up putting him in Gravedigger spot, because I thought Flesh Eating Zombie looked really good there. Look at that green spotlight shining on him, along with the 2010 Demonica there. There was also a 2012 Jumping Spider there as well. Of course, people always call at the wrong time. The cemetery, we usually just always put the tombstone props and reapers in that area. I'll probably put, Tombstone Lifter. I'll try to line up splitting Tombstone Bride, Resurrection Mary, and Tombstone Lifter with each other, and the Escape from the Grave Tombstone from 2016. They're all I'm gonna try to fit all the Tombstone ones in there, but there is limited space there. It's not as big as it looks. I'm gonna try to have both the Rising from the Grave corpses there again. They really were not functioning last year very well. Same with the Demonicas. They were not functioning. They should be functioning this year, but anything could happen between now and then, so you never know. Resurrection Mary, I know her head doesn't spin, but EricSo2000 is selling me the parts. He had one that is broken, but it doesn't have broken gears in the head. It just has hair caught in the gears. So I can just take the gears from that one and put it in mine, so mine will be working again. And I'm going to be buying his Lurching Zombie as well, because mine is completely fried. And the head part is even broken, so the head just looks straight down. So I am not even going to display Lurching Zombie like that. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to take the poles from Lurching Zombie and put it on Limb Ripper, so we can have Limb Ripper in our display again, because his poles snap. Even though the poles are metal, they still snapped on Limb Ripper, the 2012 one. Pop-Up Zombies work again, so they'll probably be there. Like I said, the Reaper ones, I let Lucas and them arrange the Reapers. I don't really have a specific spot. I'm not sure, because we've got the Collector as well, which is pretty big, and we get quite a few Reaper and Tombstone props, so see, there's the Collector there. Hopefully he looked good there, so hopefully Lucas and his dad put him there again. I'll probably have Lurching Reaper right by the tunnel again. I've had him there the past few years. We used to have 2 Lurching Reapers, but Lucas's got fried, so Smoldering Reaper. There's the statue ones in the background. They look cool. They look really good with that blue spotlight on them. And then there's always that hanging one that lights up green. I just put that in the tree right next to him. There's the zombies again in the front part. The toxic zombie. I need to get a new barrel for it because all the holders that hold the barrel are snapped and the wires are tore for the lights. It's a shame that it got busted right away because it was in perfect shape, kind of, except for the hands when I first got it. But I still want to get a new barrel from that puking zombie I got off Amazon that's made by Techie last year because the lights got ripped out of that barrel too. And if I would use the barrel from that for the rising toxic zombie because, well, that one doesn't need poles to stand up. There's Moonshine Zombie. I'll probably have him in that front part again because he's really good. He scares people there from what I can remember. There was a pop-up zombie there, and there's Lurching Zombie with his pants down. See, he just looks so pathetic. Lurching Zombie has had issues every single year we did this display. 2017, the gear was split, so he couldn't lurch. 2018, he was missing his shoulder piece, so he looked retarded and just dumb. And then 2019, he just didn't even work at all, and he looked stupid too. One of his hands was even missing. There's the puking zombie. I just put a little battery-operated green strobe light in his barrel. There's the tunnel. I won't. That candelabra reaper that you see on the side there, he's fried, so he will not be in the display this year. Resistors on the motor were touching. The spring came off the mouth, so the mouth stayed open, and with all the resistors on the motor were touching, and smoke just shot up from it, so it fried. So I'm probably going to send the head to CJ Webler to see if he can fix it, as well as my ghost face board as well, because that's my only hope of getting those guys working again. But the tunnel will probably be similar, though. I want to put the Evil Cauldron Witch in there this year on top of some so people can kind of hear it as they're walking through there if the audio doesn't cut out on this one again like it did last year because the audio was already broken on it last year. Jumping Spider and Attack Spider should be in there again. I might get a new Attack Spider though, because remember mine was snapped, so I'll probably try to get the Party City version for the tunnel because I think the Party City one doesn't jump out as far, so it would actually be better for that one to be in the tunnel if that's the case. And then the other one that I can put under the trampoline this year. That's what I wanted to do last year with Lucas's because he has one, but his is snapped worse than mine to the point where it just doesn't glue back on right. We might still be able to fix it, but it's going to take a lot of tweaking for sure. But I'm thinking after this year, when we do our display in 2021, I want to make it like a black light theme. So have all the clowns that glow good under a black light, all the ghosts, like hovering ghosts. It would just look really cool. Because the past few years, it's always been clowns and just spiders. And so the UV spider would probably be in there in 2021. Plus, we have two of those. Lucas has one and I have one. So Thrashing Clown would probably still be in there because Thrashing Clown is always in the tunnel. He's been in there every year. I'm surprised he still has held up that long because he's been used a lot in there at this point. Hanging Hellfiend is always in there. That's the only place he can actually go in the yard that he actually works. In 2017, he couldn't be seen. He was in the background and he wasn't even hung right. And then we didn't have any spotlights in 2017 either. So when it got dark out, you couldn't see shit. So I'm kind of glad not a lot of people came in 2017 because it was just bad compared to the last 2 years. But I've been wanting to make a cross for him to hang on so that he can't stand anywhere. We can attach him to the cross. It has to be a cross because his hands have to be attached, otherwise he'll break. So, yeah. So until we get to making a stand for him, he will have to go there every year because that's the only place he works in. And the first year, that's where we had Floating Ghost Girl at. Sitting Scare Clown is always at the end of the tunnel. Dead Humor is always in the tunnel. He broke last year, but he got fixed. We had a bunch of hanging clowns in the tunnel last year. We had the clown door knocker Spirit had last year, the shaking clown they had last year, the kicking leg clown. It was just a bunch of clowns in the tunnel. A bunch of crazy lights, spider shadow lights, or those whirl of motion spider lights on the spiders. It was really cool. We also had a fog machine blowing down there and a laser light, so like it would actually have a cool effect as well. There's Thrashing Clown, and you can see the legs. There's Bite Size down there. He really wasn't working last year, so he was just static down there. There was a clear dropping head, but we didn't have enough batteries. This year, I've gotten almost $300 in Dan's gift cards that they've just given to employees due to the coronavirus and all the stuff that's going on as employees appreciation, I believe. And I'm basically going to spend that all on batteries from at Dan's. So we're going to get and candy too, of course. But yeah, Gramps was in there. He might be in there again this year because that was a good spot for him. But yeah, I don't know. He goes off every minute and a half since the sensors are disabled on him, but it's all right. Well, Lucas's isn't, so Lucas's could technically go in there if they wanted him to go off more often. But Lucas's doesn't fully function like mine does. But oh, that's what I was talking about earlier with the uh, Double Trouble. Those are going to be up there again. And like I said, this was 2018, but this is where if I get Mommy's Favorite, that's where she's going to go, in that spot right there. And Dawn of the Dead always goes up there. Double Trouble, either that Rosemary is going to be there again or Peekaboo Penny, the other one. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why the pictures got off track and there's... Okay. So, and then we've got Pennywise at the end of the tunnel, which he will definitely be there again. No doubt about that. And he kept breaking down last year too. Like his wires kept coming off, so like sometimes his eyes wasn't working, sometimes his mouth wasn't working. There was one pipe where he wasn't working at all, and literally Lucas's family had to fix him while our display was going. So they had a soldering iron right behind him trying to fix the wires and all that stuff. And I had to run around and fix other things. This is the problem. I'm always so busy running around that I don't get time to even sit back and enjoy and watch people have fun. I'm always busy. I never get a chance to look up, and I want that to be different this year. I don't even think he was at full height last year because in my room I recently discovered he wasn't even at full height in my room, and he is a foot taller than Jason Voorhees when he's jumped up. Because remember, he's on Force Demon's base impulse because his original was screwed up. Like the welding was all broken, everything. His original mechanism was broke. So, yeah, but he will be going there again this year for sure. And attached to the really large speakers, so he's loud. And hopefully this year he will not break down. I could get a new one because he's coming back to stores this year, but the way that it's welded, he wouldn't, because that's a hill. That's a hill that goes straight down. So we had like more than 10 bricks holding him down. And his original base, remember, it's welded, but on Force Demon's base, they're bolted down. His legs are... So that guy sits very well. So if even if he wasn't broken, that welding would never hold up on that hill. It would break anyways. So it's kind of good that he's the way he is. I could always get another one and use it in the front part where we have the other licensed characters, but there's no sense in having two of them that are basically doing the same thing, I guess. At least for Pennywise. I don't know. We'll see. I might buy another one just for backup, but there's so many other animatronics coming out this year that I probably won't have a chance. It's better to buy more things that you don't have. Another cemetery picture. There's the Deadly Roots and Deadwood. I hope I got a new Deadly Roots, so now I hope I can get a new Deadwood. Because the only videos where he functions was 2018, and that's because he came that day. He came the day of our event. He was the last animatronic I got in 2018, and he was the first broken because he fell out of the back of our truck onto the road. And we tried fixing them. I know the kind of the mechanism seasonal vision uses on those, and every time I put a new one in, it would just strip out instantly. So there's just something else wrong with it. There's definitely a piece missing that keeps causing it to break every time I put a new part in it. So he's just no good anymore. There's the Scarecrows, Rusty, and remember his arms are kind of broken now, but they do still work. They just twitch a while because there's a gear tooth broke, but I want to hopefully get Smiling Jack and Ellie Hatchet, and Rusty will still be somewhere in there. The Scarecrows will all be in that section. I don't know where he'll be because his poles keep cracking. His poles were junk. And I don't... There was that Scarecrow that I got from Big Lots that's made by Pan Asian. That one that just talks. His poles... Well, and his base were all broken, so I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with that thing. I want to have him up again, but I can't find all the parts and stuff for it. Hopefully all 3 Looming Strawmans will be functioning this year. I just think it's cool, kind of. There's supposed to be red lights shining on them, but they kept getting knocked out of place. So I'll have to try to make sure that they're better this year so they don't get knocked out of place so much, because they look so cool with the red spotlights shining on those things. There's that area with Double Trouble, Dawn of the Dead, and Rosemary. And Headbanging Zombie always goes there. I have a color-changing spotlight shining on him. When it changes color, it constantly sets him off, so he's always going. Otherwise, he would not activate, because he's only motion censored, and it has the sensors that don't work in the dark. So the fact that the light is always flashing and changing color, that keeps him activated throughout the whole display. And his activation is just too short to give a try me button or anything like that, so he doesn't have a long enough display time. Bony Tony will always be on the slide. There's the forest area with all the witches, werewolves, and demon things. The playground. The Rocking Horse ones will probably be in the same spot, because they just work out good where they're at. The UV Jumping Spider, that was on the other side of the Rocking Horse dolly, and then there's the Techie Rocking Horse one right beside it too. But here's some of the witches and werewolves. Like, yeah, the werewolf theme was so bad last year, but now at least hopefully this year Limb Ripper will be fixed, and there's Lurching Werewolf, which hopefully he doesn't fry this year. It's hard to see it when I take a lawn photo, like a photo where I'm in the distance. It's kind of hard to see, but you know, all the ones that are over there are Incinerator, Harbinger of Hell, Menacing Molly, Giant Jumping Spider, Man's Possessed Friend. They're all over there in that area. Cerberus. And then there here you can also see the Blacklight Spider and the Party City or Techie Rocking Horse doll, or Rockin' Rosie. There's another photo. And there's the other mean old Gramps hanging from the playground. And sometimes we just have random stuff going around the trampoline area with like battery operated stuff like tombstones, or just random battery operated skeleton toys, or just basically anything we can really fit and put there. The Possessed Girl area. This one's going to be kind of different this year. You see where Spine Girl is on the very left? Floating Ghost Girl is probably going to be there this year, and Bloodthirsty Betty is going to be in front of her. And I'm going to have a new Possessed Wall Hanger, because I'm going to buy John's Dark Shadow reviews pretty soon here. I just really want Possessed Wall Hanger. She's one of the creepiest ones for that display, and it was sad not having her last year. So Bloodthirsty Betty will be on the ground in front of Floating Ghost Girl on the left this year. Broken Spine Girl will be right beside Demonic Dahlia this year, pushed back so that people cannot touch her, because if you didn't see, she does have issues. She can't go all the way down because she has a chipped gear off, but she still can get up by herself, which is good. She just doesn't go all the way down. But to prevent her from getting worse, I don't want her being touched. So I want to try to prevent that from happening. Yeah, so as long as she doesn't get touched, she should be okay. Pickle Penny looks like she's good where she's at, even when Spine Girl will be there. Below her is Kneeling Geist Girl, which should be there again. Lunging Lily will be somewhere here, probably in front of Spine Girl, where Floating Ghost Girl is at in this photo. And then after Rosemary, oh, I mean, I would like to have a new Rosemary but that one will still function, I guess. But her eyes just don't light up. That one's eyes don't. That's the only Rosemary we have that somewhat fully functions. But the head is only held on by one screw because all the other screw holders are broke on it. And sometimes her head or shoulders pop off. So, but she's the only one that fully animates. Like, she's the only one that lunges correctly or at all, I guess. The other three don't lunge. The other three are basically just static. They don't work. So, and then after her is Levitator. She was there last year, but after Levitator, this year is going to be my newer Demonica that I got, the 2013 one. So it's going to be along the trampoline area. Because I think it'll look cool when her head is looking up at people and it's turning as people are passing by. This is just the area with a bunch of tables with tabletops and then the smaller props usually. I'll probably have more of the terror toys in the backyard this year, like Teddy Bear and all those kind of things. Gruesome Granny is always in the back sitting on there. I'll probably have one there and maybe the other one somewhere else. Then there's the Undead Granny back there. She may be there again this year or maybe somewhere else this year. I'm either going to put Rising Doll back there this year, or Rising Doll will be on the deck, or she'll be in the Force of Hell. Let me know what area you think she would look the best in. Because I'm not sure. So when there's 3 areas I have to use her in, I don't know. Or do you think I should just keep Undead Granny here? Because she's always looked kind of good right there, in my opinion. And here we are. Just a minute. Okay, so here's the deck area. So up there last year was Gatekeeper, Zombie Clown, and Skellington Deadly. And yeah, you can see he wasn't even attached, right? Because that white piece that holds him on was gone, so he was hard to fit on. And he only had pulls on one side of his legs. He didn't have pulls on the other side. That's why he's kind of... I did find his pieces, but I lost them again. So I hope I can find them before I display this year. Because all 3 years we've done our display, he has not been functioned. In 2018, he was literally just sitting on a bench. Like, he wasn't even standing. 2017, he was standing where Pennywise kind of was. But he was static. I want to have him functioning this year. And if I do, he will be in the front yard somewhere. Because he was never seen animated in our display. So I want him to have somewhat of a spotlight this year. And I hope I can find that piece. And you can see Forest Demon down there. But Zombie Clown will probably be on the deck again. Because to me, Zombie Clown just does not fit in any specific theme, in my opinion. So I just put on my ones I don't know where to put. I just kind of put on the deck. There's Korak Monster, there's the Broken Morning Gory, and then there was the Jimmy Michael Myers, which I'll probably put him in the front this year with the other licensed one. I'll probably have both Michaels. I didn't want them both there last year because it didn't make sense to have 2 Michaels in the same area, but this year I just don't care. And another main reason I had him on the deck is because his arm was still not functional. This year I'm finally going to do that trade. I'm giving John the arm from this Michael, and he's going to give me the arm from his Freddy, which is completely fried. So this year Michael's arm will be moving properly. So that's why I've kind of kept him on the deck the past few years, because I wanted to keep him hidden because it just doesn't look right with the way his arm is. Like, his arm is not attached at all. It just wiggles around all weird because it's not attached at all. It was, if you don't remember, the Jimmy fan rigged a hip swinging mechanism, and it had fishing line attached to his arm. It would pull the arm up and down by fishing line, and it just kept snapping. It just wouldn't work. So this year, hopefully it's right. Evil Scientist, Crowd Chamber, and that static magic power Frankenstein that just talks, those will probably be in the same spot this year. I want to have Toe Tag set up by them this year because it's like the experiment that that the scientist is making. I've had him for all 3 years, but I've never been able to actually display Toe Tag because his fucking legs are fucking cheap as shit. Like, they're packing material and his feet can't even stand. His parts are always misplaced. The Velcros on him are off, so his sheets don't stay on. It's terrible. I just hope this year we can find a way to set him up. in that area. So we were gonna have him. We were gonna use him last year, but then at last minute, people started showing up, and we just didn't have time to get him running. Same thing happened in 2018. We just didn't have time to get him up and running. Same thing with 2017. We were starting to set him up, but we just never got him up. He was always put away because we could just never finish his parts because his parts are so like misplaced and just garbage that he just doesn't go together right. So hopefully this year we can actually for once get him on display. And hopefully this year I'll have more jars and stuff to put by the scientists and stuff. So it looks more like a lab. Then here we have, this is the front yard again. We have the electrified theme with all the ones that are getting electrocuted. That's going to stay exactly the same because I don't think there's any new one of those coming out this year. So it should be kind of the same, which is right when you come out from the tunnel. So here we see Hugs the Clown and Towering Clown. If we get Uncle Charlie, I want to put him by these two because he looks similar to these two. At least the newer one does. It's more of a distant photo. Jeez, I can't even see them in here. What the heck? There's Miss Fortune Teller and Waving Wally, which I believe will do the same thing this year. Put them in the same spot because Waving Wally just looked really good by the Miss Fortune Teller booth. And if Silent and Deadly can work this year, I want to put him somewhere right there too. See? And look at that. He had a black light shining on him and he looked really cool. And there's the little Pan-Asian 3-foot clown right beside it. And here's the front section with the licensed props, which are probably going to be, I'm not sure. This section is going to be a little different this year. It's going to have somewhat the same characters, but I'm going to try to put my first Broken Deadly Roots in this area, and possibly the vampires will be there again. Maybe a Lurching Vampire. I don't know. Lurching Vampire will either go somewhere in this area or the backyard again. So let me know what you guys think he should go. My Vampire Lurch is very far, remember, so he has to be back quite a bit so he doesn't hit anybody. There's Jason Voorhees. He worked better in that spot because if the wind kicked in, he was kind of blocked by the trees, and we had a ton of bricks on him. So if we put him more out in the open, that probably wouldn't be good for him. So he should probably stay in that spot. Is that the seasonal vision ones? Lucas's dad also has stakes where they're staked down to the ground because they have those thin metal bases, and we have stakes where we just stake them down. But we can't do that with Jason because he has a big thick base. So there's Sam and a bunch of other smaller ones. There was a jumping spider in front of Michael. Witch Spirit Ball, which I never fixed the split gear in that mouth yet. Hovering Ghost was there, but he was broken. He wasn't hovering. Ghost Girl, she wasn't working too well. I don't know if I'll put her there again this year. Maybe. Probably. Pennywise, that Jemmy Pennywise was not really activating that year. So I want to put the Spirit Michael Myers close to that Pennywise because that Michael is so loud that he'll no doubt set off that Pennywise because that Pennywise was just not activating for some reason. He was having a difficult time. His sound sensor just was not sensitive enough. His motion sensor wasn't sensing much. And then there's the prototype Grandin Road Reaper that I got from Donovan. That's the only one I have sample. I first had it in the tunnel, but of course it's only motion activated, but it has a sensor that doesn't work in the dark. So it needed a spotlight on it. I later put a strobe light on it so that it would set off and talk because I want people to be able to hear it. Since it's a prototype, it's not something that can be found really by searching it too much. So I want people to be able to hear it in our display. So I don't know where I'm going to have him this year. I might have him on the other side where the Gatekeeper is this year. Because I feel like he looks a lot like Gatekeeper, just a lot smaller, but it's all black cloth instead of gray cloth. Jack Skellington was there. I doubt we'll have Sally this year. My assistant manager, Don, has both the 2018 Jack Skellington and the Sally, but I doubt she'd let us use it for a display because she doesn't want hers getting broken. But my assistant manager is Jack Skellington. The belt in the hand is bad because after it closes, it just instantly opens up again because the belt is loose. And I don't think she knows that. If I tried telling her that, I think she would think it's normal. There's the broken 2011 Demonica. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys. My Lucas's dad. There's this hearse that has skulls and skeletons in it. It's like a Halloween hearse. There's a bunch of skulls and just cool things inside it and around it. He's determined that he's going to have that hearse this year as part of our display. And what I'm going to do, if that's the case, I'm going to put that broken Demonica in the driving seat of that hearse. Remember, this Demonica, her head only really turns, so it would look cool if people just walked up to that hearse and people saw Demonica sitting in the steering wheel seat and her head was just turning. That would look so cool. And he's pretty determined that it's going to happen this year. It didn't happen last year, but he's like, I'm pretty sure I got a hold of the guy who owns that hearse, and we're going to have it for our display this year. Jason again, and those others. There's the pirates. Be somewhere in that area again, probably. The vampire coffin. I did use the altar from. I got the display from Spirit 2011 that he sits on. It was there the first day of our event, but the second day it started raining and the shit got ruined. So then he's just on the ground now. So I don't know if I should have him on the front part or the backyard this year. I'll figure it out. But and you can't really tell what's going on in this photo too well, but it's the other floating ghost girl and the other menacing Molly. It's in the front yard. They're in the tree in the front yard. Which I'll probably that's Lucas's menacing Molly, and that one's sensor doesn't seem to work as well as mine. So I'm probably gonna put mine in the front yard this year and that one in the backyard. Maybe it'll work better. I don't know. I also have the Jemmy life size crawling ones on the sidewalk. I had the Dawn of the Dead one on this one, and the side where the zombies were, I had the Mr. Zombody one. There was the Techie Toy Swinging Witch in the tree as well. But her batteries were dead the whole time, and we never got a chance to change it. So hopefully this year she can be functioning. Um, oh yeah, the section with the swinging. I didn't have any pictures of a swinging scarecrow, swamp hag, or a pumpkin Esther, but they're going to be in the same spot again. They're always in that same area. Pumpkin Esther is going to be in the middle. Scarecrow is going to be on the right side, and Swamp Hag is going to be on the left side. And I don't know if I'll have time to fix her mouth and eyes this year because they haven't been. Her mouthpiece is broken. Her eyes don't light up. Her eyes stopped lighting up in 2017, I think. But I just haven't had a chance to fix her. It's just mainly because I don't have a mouthpiece, really. But at some point, I will get her working again. It just may not be this year again. But at least the most important part is that she rocks and she can still be heard. And there's a convulsing nurse and wheelchair psycho in front of the garage. Maybe I'll have the Techie Toys roaming floating Reaper in there, but I don't know. As you can see, there's a lot of people in the garage, so he could get stepped on a lot. So I don't know if that would work too well for him. There was once a time where we were talking about where we would get an ambulance as part of our display. So we'd put the props in the back of the ambulance. So convulsing nurse, wheelchair psycho, John Doe, Levitator, they would all go in the back of the ambulance, but that never happened. And I think that's something with the neighbors. They have some they know someone that can get access to an ambulance, but whether that will actually happen is a whole other thing. I was kind of disappointed when we didn't get it because I was really excited for that. That would work so well with a lot of the animatronics I have. Just imagine people getting to walk in the back of an ambulance, seeing animatronics in there. This and more cemetery photos. Demonica and Corpse. So, yeah, again, I didn't really talk about what, because like I said, I try to keep things similar, but after this year, 2021, that's when like we'd probably do some major changes. But like as far as new animatronics, we haven't gotten into the season enough to determine where newer props would go if I got them. But there's the Peekaboo Eye Clown that we know is coming out, which is the one that has the digital spinning eyes, and I know we're gonna end up getting that, and it's probably gonna go in the front yard somewhere. Maybe we'll see. I would update you guys about that, but uh, there's also a clown that pops out from a toy box that's like incinerator. That would probably go in the backyard somewhere, where kind of like where the undead granny is and things like that, because that's kind of where the toy area is. I wanted to get the forgotten toy box from Techie and put that in that area. I didn't. I kind of wanted to make that section, toys, haunted toys, but also kind of like a scientist laboratory too. But that section isn't that big, so it's hard to combine the two and make two separate scenes in that little area. I mean, I've always wanted Evil Ragdoll. I've never gotten her. I didn't get Abandoned Annie. So there's quite a few toy things I want, but that I don't have yet. So, but yeah. See, the past few years, I made an event page on Facebook, but the thing is, when the season is over, there's no way to keep in touch with your visitors that came. So I tried making an actual Facebook page for our event. I had a whole description typed out and everything, but I didn't save it, so it didn't. So I have the page created, but no one has seen the page yet because I haven't. I kind of gave up on it after that, but I'm gonna do it again eventually. I did make an actual page for it. I don't know how I'm gonna. All the people who have visited our yard previous years, I don't know how they're gonna. It's gonna be hard trying to get this out to them. I wish I would have done that from the start instead of created an event page, because, like I said, that those event pages did get a lot of people, and that's how our word mostly spread. Because putting up flyers, it was hard. It was hard handing out flyers to people at the store last year. I would observe people, and if it looked like they were having fun, especially if it was a family with kids, I would hand out a flyer to them saying you should come to this and all that. But sometimes it's hard because I have social anxiety, so it's hard for me to do that. And I think some of those people ended up not being able to come. So a majority of the people who came were from seeing the event page on Facebook. So I have to try to get all these people to find this actual page, so that this is a way I can keep in touch with all the people who have visited. Because, like I said, we probably had 1,000 people on those event pages say they were interested or coming or things like that. So here is the Facebook page that I created for our yard display. As you can see, I used the Possessed Girls because I thought that's a really cool display. I just love it. I forgot to say, remember the area that Lunging Lily is always in? She's in that um, on that side. She's never really activated there. She's sound and motion activated, but her sound sensor was not sensitive enough, and her motion sensor is the one that doesn't work in the dark. And just people just didn't really see her there. They were busy looking at. They could see the forest, and they just didn't look that direction and see her. And then when they did, they wouldn't. They didn't touch her to activate her. So this year, I'm going to put Lunging Pumpkin Carver in that spot because she has a sensor that detects people, so she sets off a lot easier. And that's why Lunging Lily is going to go in front of Broken Spine Girl, where Floating Ghost Girl is in this photo this year. And that should work out a lot better this year. And look, this is the profile picture. I thought this was a really good picture. Someone just looking at the scarecrows, you can see Jack Straw. Jack Straw, the first day of our event, he was on step pad, and the step pad wasn't even working. So the first half of our display, people didn't even see him working, which is kind of sad. And like I said, no one is following this page yet because I just haven't finished it yet. So I don't want to put this out there when I don't have a description in here yet. I have to redo all of that. But here's some photos from. I have more of 2018 photos in here, but all the photos I just showed you guys, I'm probably going to add to here. Okay, why is it doing this? This is weird. Okay. Um. Huh. I thought I had more in here than that. Oh yeah, that pumpkin stack that you see right there in this one photo. That I wasn't able to have that on last year, but that thing is always that thing is messed up. Like all the lights in the pumpkins light up at once. They don't do separately or anything, and the top one doesn't even light up at all. Cause like it was, I bought it like that, but I would like to have another one that actually works properly. I try to get enough pumpkins to put in these scarecrow areas because obviously you need pumpkins in this kind of a display. Yeah, I've always wanted the possessed pumpkin that was at Party City in 2018, the one that pops its head off, but I didn't have a Party City at the time, so I was never able to get it. And then there was some of those arms, those animated arms. I would have liked some of those too. See, look, so far, 0 people reached, no likes. Like I said, I haven't officially. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess I didn't even finish adding photos to here. I thought I had more than that in here. I haven't checked this in a while, but yeah, here's our 2019 um, event page. What the heck? Yeah, look at that. That's a good photo too. Look at that. It shows the whole front yard in the light or daylight. You can see everything good there. It's the discussion tab. Photos I shared. Because if people missed the display, I wanted to send videos on the page so that people could at least watch the videos. These are all videos that are uploaded on my channel, so we don't need to watch those because I shared the news link of when we were on the news, both of them. See, those are good photos too. Will this be a one night only display tonight? See, people ask questions. It's weird because when I make these event page, when I first create them, I have to share pictures of what it was like the previous years because obviously the newer year hasn't happened yet, so I can't share what it's like now. So like when I made the 2019 page, I had to post 2018 photos because 2019's display didn't exist yet. I posted photos and videos of getting ready of what my ideas were, of where things were, I was predicting on putting things. God damn it, this group. Oh yeah, what is the fee to this event? And it's free. I mean, you don't have to pay anything. You can just come. Yeah, it's seen since it's the weekend before Halloween. A lot of people think we charge for people to get in, but we don't. We do it all for free. I mean, you can donate if you like. That's the only thing you. And then there's the flyer that Lucas made, and he posted on stores and stuff. There's Pennywise when I was testing Pennywise with his big speakers. See, I post a lot to these event pages. I wish I would have had a Facebook group or just a Facebook page, not the event page for this stuff back then. I post weather updates. If it sounds like there's weather coming where the display might be canceled, I do post that, but we can't cancel it because when you make an event page like this and hundreds and thousands of people have seen it, you can't cancel an event because not everybody's going to get the message. There's more sketches of this was like a few weeks before the display. I was just setting things up. I was practicing basically. I made a video of this on YouTube. I posted this all on YouTube as well because I wanted to experiment first to see if it worked, and it did. So that's what I went with. I posted random photos too of when what the heck. Yeah, this is what the heck. I don't even remember posting all this stuff. What? Why is this all in this group? What? Some of these don't even make sense to be in here. What the? I'm confused kind of now. Oh, that's when Jack Skellington was. Oh yeah, 'cause before last year, it was a pumpkin patch or whatever. All the pumpkin props were in the front yard area where the zombies were last year. This computer takes forever to do shit. Pumpkin Nester is probably going to be like where Deadly Roots is, kind of like, but like still in the Scarecrow theme, but just against that shed area. Because I noticed that he was on a slanted hill and he didn't lunge very well. Okay, I posted a photo where our garage looks like trash. That's great advertising. Oh my goodness. Okay, this photo again. Oh, here we're more just sneak behind. These are basically behind the scenes pictures. This was me testing the Possessed display, posting all the jumping spiders we had, then what the garage looked like with all our stuff. Oh, the Korak. We'll probably use 2 Korak monsters this year. One will be on the deck and one will be, well, somewhere. Ghostface. When I first made this page, I asked someone to help Photoshop some photos because I wanted people to know what they since I didn't have any 2019 photos, I wanted this is all stuff that I had planned on buying or stuff that I had already owned. So I wanted people to know I wanted to post a picture of what people could expect to see and they would see all of these characters in our display basically. So this was going to be like a profile or cover photo. Yeah, like that. That looks so cool too. Okay, what the? Oh, the comparison of both creepy caretakers. Some of these photos just don't make sense to share, but at the time I was kind of desperate because I didn't have any good photos of. But now I look back and these photos are like not exactly too shareable for a event page where a bunch of strangers are gonna see. That's a good photo, but the idea was just what people could expect to see. It's just not the art isn't set up. It's just the props. But in other people's eyes, it looks like a mess. Oh, the witch. That thing. Oh my god, that thing was trash. Why did I shoot? Jesus. That was the last time The Exorcist worked. Yeah, I tried The Exorcist during our display, and her head didn't spin anymore. It just clicked, so the gear was completely broke at this point. This video was not supposed to be this long. What the? What? Some of these photos just do not make sense. That's a cool photo of the giant spider. Okay, what? Again, I just wanted people to see what we have, what was going to be in our display. But I don't know. I just feel like a first impression seeing these photos, a person's. I don't know. I don't know how a person would think if they saw these photos, especially since people seeing these are not even collectors. What the heck? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many. I know last year I had a few floating ghosts as well hanging around, but all those ones I used, most of the ones I used last year ended up getting fried and shit. So I don't know if I want to use a lot of floating ghosts this year. There's that guy. Oh yeah, Insane Serial Killer was in the tunnel last year too until he broke. Oh yeah, and there's the collector right there, as you can see. But Insane Serial Killer is fixed, so hopefully he'll be good to go this year. And Thrashing Mummy, he was supposed to be by the trampoline, but he was broken, so we had to take him out. See, look at this. 730 people responded to this event. So, this did get out to a lot of people. like I said, at Spirit, I was handing out flyers. I was slipping them in people's bags when I was like cashiering at the till. I would slip one in a customer's sack. Uh, I really wanted to get the word out there. Yeah, I'll probably just copy and paste this description into the Facebook page because did we really make two? Or is this the same one? Yeah, it's funny because my coworker Sarah at Dan's, one of her friends on Facebook was at my display in 2018, and I uploaded her photo or video to my channel as well. But yeah, she did. There's just so many people I came to these. Like last year, all my Arrowhead Dan's coworkers came to my display. The old Dan's that I used to work at, they all came as a group. Okay, I didn't see that photo in that. Wait. Oh yeah, and the Winged Reaper, he was up there on the deck, but you couldn't see him because the lights that are on the deck would blind you from seeing him. So I'm gonna probably have him with the other Reapers this year somewhere. And there you can see Gatekeeper. But yeah, he was right there. And see this light that's right by his head? That would light up and you couldn't see it because it would block your vision. It was just too bright. So he's definitely, there can't be a prop in that spot because it just, you won't be able to see it because of how bright that light is. Look at this. This is a big distant photo. So these are the flyers that I was handing out at Spirit. They're actually a lot smaller. These are ones that I would get hand to people or slip in people's sacks. It doesn't have a picture. It's just the address and just a short description. Animatronics display for all ages. A scare you won't want to miss. October 25th and 26th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Actually, our assistant manager made this for us. Our Spirit assistant manager. So that was nice of her. There's another one. Oh no, then never mind. That's a different. So it shows I had a different this. When I look through my event, I can't find this photo, but there's a bunch I was testing on a black light. I'm just showing some of the newer things that we ended up getting for that year. Yeah, and 2018 Hugs was at the end of the tunnel, and this is a photo that my dad shared to help advertise people to come out. This is probably going to look like really weird and like shit. Okay, I finally found it. Here's the past other pages that we created. Let's see which one is it. Probably this one. Day one. See, look how it looks with the spotlight shining on them properly. So yeah. And this year, look, 824 people responded, but there was like in total. Look at 96 went. There was more than that. Interested 728, but there was many more people than that. Like my dad shared this page, a lot of people shared, and just more people kept coming to the event. And like I said, we got a lot of people. It was crowded. I couldn't believe it. It looked like some carnival or fair, like where there's just a lot of people. It was just crazy how much seeing that many people in our own yard checking out something that we did. It's just crazy. This is 2017. No, that's 2018. I was gonna say this is 2017 footage, but no. It's showing when all the stuff was back in their unit. uh, Candy, when I was getting candy, because the first day of that year we ran out of candy and glow sticks like really fast. Wait, what? Okay, this is jumping all over the place. And batteries, of course, and we never had enough batteries ever. See, this one it shows 106 were interested and 24 went, but of course, still, the second day there was more. Remember, this was just the first day because we do it 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Look, thank you for doing this. Me and my boyfriend really enjoyed it. I hope you can do it every year. And taking a picture in front of that clown and archway inflatable. I noticed last year that one's face wasn't lighting up because there's light bulbs in the head, and we kept stepping on that shit, so it probably shattered the light bulb in there. There's more people who took a picture in front of Floating Ghost Girl in the tree. Way to go. Thanks for sharing your love for Halloween. Or what the heck? Thanks for doing this. Enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next year. See? Just people loved it. It was crazy. Like, this page got so much attention, and just thank you so much, Towering Clown. And there's a kid in a Ghostbuster costume. Look at the Guardian of the Grave in the background blowing fog, and there's someone working on it, or working on something there. So, yeah. Was this just tonight? Let's take the kids tonight. Oh, I posted a video of when I got the Gravedigger. But that thing broke right away. That's where he was in 2018, just in that spot. There's photos. Michael Myers and there's the harvester in that tree. Last year we had one of the looming strawmans in front of that tree, and last year Slim Soul Stealer was by that tree, not instead of Michael. We always put a strobe light on that section, and yeah, and there's the zombies. Like, it was scarecrows and zombies that year, so. Oh, please don't tell me this was paused the whole time. I was showing that. If it was, yeah, see there, Michael was by the tree in 2018, but last year we had Slim Soul Stealer there, and we have a strobe light strobing on them. And then there was zombies and scarecrows in 2018. Last year was just scarecrows in that section because we've gotten a lot more scarecrows now. I have less zombies now, so like I said, I need Blood Brothers and probably the newer Flesh Eater, but I don't know when I'll get a chance to get them. If you didn't see, I posted when I got the Gravedigger in this. Like I said, it looked like it was paused for a while, so I don't know if it's all this. A kid in a Ghostbuster costume in front of Towering Clown, and then you can see Guardian of the Grave back there on the steps, someone working on them. These people took a picture in front of Floating Ghost Girl. They probably did see all this, but just in case it didn't. Thanks for doing this, enjoyed it, and hope to see you next year. Them who took a photo of in front of the clown inflatable archway. Oh yeah, there's our flyer for 2018. Lucas made that as well. And then, but this was earlier before the event, so I just shared 2017 footage because I didn't have any 2018 footage yet, of course. Just shared a bunch of video links. But that, again, 2017 was so lame. There was no spotlight, so nothing would activate because it was too dark. You had to have a flashlight. Oh my, 2018 was just such a huge step up from 2017. Like, there is like no comparison on what year is better. This is all 2017 photos, and all these photos are on YouTube, so we don't need to look through all that. So yeah, there's the zombies again. This is the day 2 one. Not as much was shared in this one. I tried to share the same things, so because certain people were watching a certain event page, they weren't you know, there was different people in each one of these, so I tried to post the same theme in both, but it kind of got hard at times because I couldn't. Yeah, and then someone commented on this, like, I think I remember, thank you for doing this or whatever. Yeah, so awesome you do this. Thanks. When I was getting the candy and batteries. Yeah, there's not as much in this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I'm excited for this year, but it's gonna be, I'm kind of stressed out about it that something's gonna go wrong. But I always feel like we're gonna run behind and still be setting up when people show up. I feel like the biggest part for me is the putting out the spotlights and all that. I don't know. I don't know. Like right now, since it's so far away, I just think about, you know, the problems that may occur. But usually when we get closer, it's not as bad. But right now it's just a matter of what can I all fix, what of my animatronics can I fix before then, what all ones am I going to be able to buy, what ones that are not going to be at Spirit that I'm going to have to order online will I be able to afford, like Smiling Jack, Blood Brothers, and things like that. A new Deadwood, you know, it's just it's basically all the money that's put into it. I still have to think about a lot. If we get a lot more new ones, we have to think about where we want to put all those on top of all the other ones, you know. And then Rising Reaper with the pumpkin, which is just in a barrel every year in the tunnel. He'll probably be there again, but yeah, I don't know. But I guess I'll keep you guys updated. But so far, this wasn't supposed to be an hour long, but the pictures I showed, I've stated what I might do this year and what, but I've asked some opinions. So let me know what you guys think, and we'll see what happens when the time comes. It's going to be a lot of work, but hopefully worth it. So, well, see you guys later.